Hello everyone. In this video we are going to talk about the role and purpose of political parties. So let's get started. So we're going to do a little warm-up. So on Edpuzzle, please answer the following question. Winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. Vince Lombardi. How does this quote relate to political parties? Should they have the same philosophy? So, political parties. A political party is a group of people who seek to control government by winning elections in office. America's two major parties are the Republicans and the Democrats. Parties can be principle-oriented, issue-oriented, or election-oriented. America's parties are election-oriented. So what do political parties do? Well, first, they nominate candidates. They inform and activate supporters. They act as a bonding agent. They govern. And they act as a watchdog. So, nominating candidates. The major function of a party is to recruit, select, and present candidates for public office. Informing supporters. They define and take stances on important issues. They campaign for their candidates. And they criticize other candidates for their positions. A bonding agent. Vouching that a candidate is worthy of the office. Trustworthy, of good character, capable of the job, etc. It is the job of the party to make sure that this person can be president or a member of Congress. Governing. So the executive and legislative branches must work together. Bipartisan actions are supported by both parties. Partisanship is firm allegiance to party and can cause gridlock. So, watchdog. Parties out of power police the actions of the party in power. They attempt to sway public opinion in their own favor. The role of loyal opposition is important. So, America's two-party system. So, historical basis. America began with two parties, the Federalists and Anti-Federalists. Tradition. America has a two-party system because it's always had one. Minor parties have never found success, so people are reluctant to support them. The electoral system. Certain features of the government, such as single-member districts, are designed to favor two major parties. And ideological concerns. So most Americans have a general agreement on fundamental matters. Conditions that would spark strong rival parties don't exist. So a multi-party system. What are the advantages? Well, it provides broader representation of the people. It's more responsive to the will of the people and gives voters more choices at the polls. The disadvantages? Possibly more influence of extremists. Parties form coalitions which can dissolve easily. Failure of coalitions can cause government instability. So, the America's first parties. We have the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans. The Federalists were led by John Adams. The Democratic Republicans were led by Thomas Jefferson. Federalists represented cities and upper-class interests. Democratic Republicans represented farmers and the common man. Federalists favored strong executive and a loose interpretation of the Constitution, whereas Democratic Republicans favored a strict interpretation of the Constitution. So here we have a picture showing a Federalist poster from 1800. Washington in heaven tells partisans to keep the pillars of federalism, republicanism, and democracy. Political eras over time. The era of the Democrats was 1800 to 1860. Democrats dominate all but 2 presidential elections. The Whig Party emerges in 1834, but declines by the 1850s, electing only 2 presidents. The Republican Party is founded in 1854. The era of the Republicans. From 1860 to 1932, Republicans dominate all but 4 presidential elections. The Democratic Party maintains state and local power in the Solid South. Return of the Democrats, 1932 to 1968. Democrats dominate all but 2 presidential elections. Franklin D. Roosevelt is elected president a record 4 times, the only president ever to do that. And the recent history of politics. An era of pendulum swings in government. Since 1968, neither Republicans nor Democrats have dominated the presidency, and Congress has often been controlled by the opposing party. So from 1968 to 1976, Congress is controlled by Democrats, Republicans hold the presidency. 1976 to 1980, Democrats hold the presidency, Congress is controlled by Democrats. 1980 to 1992, Republicans hold the presidency, Senate controlled by Republicans. In 1980 to 1986, then controlled by Democrats from 86 to 94. From 1992 to 2000, Democrats hold the presidency and Congress is controlled by the Republicans. From 2000 to 2008, Republicans hold the presidency and Congress is controlled by Republicans. 2008 to 2016, Democrats hold the presidency, Congress first controlled by Democrats, but later Republicans. So we do have some minor parties in America. We have the Ideological Party, Single Issue Party, the Economic Protest Party, and the Splinter Party. So the importance of minor parties. Well, it's a spoiler role. They can pull decisive votes away from one of the major party's candidates. When that happens, it benefits the person who wins. Critic. They often take stands and draw attention to controversial issues that major parties would prefer to ignore. Innovator. Draw attention to important issues and propose innovative solutions to problems. So political party membership. Many factors can influence party affiliation. Age, family, religion, occupation, major events, economic status. So there are several ways to identify and describe political parties and where they fall on a spectrum. So you have the left wing and the right wing. The liberal progressive on the left and the conservative on the right. The left wing is typically the Democratic Party today, and the right wing is the Republican Party today. But there's a greater ideological division. So you can see, since 1994, originally they were closer. 2004, they got even closer, but by 2017, they were far apart. What do you think are some of the causes that increase political polarization or division? That is all for today. See you next video.